Okay, so this is the question. I did put this question in the slideshow, but I also wrote it out here. So I'll read it to you in case you didn't read it back there. So basically, a babysitter charges $23 to babysit for the first 3 hours. After 3 hours, the babysitter charges $5 for every additional hour. If Tom does not want to spend more than $50, how long can Tom leave his child with the babysitter? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a number line. And I'm going to say this is hour 0, and this is hour 3. And I know that the babysitter charges $23 to babysit for the first 3 hours. So I'm going to say $23 because the time it takes, the amount the babysitter charges for the first 3 hours is $23. And after, it says the babysitter charges $5 for every additional hour. So that means at hour 4, the babysitter charges another $5, and at hour 5, another $5. So now that we have this visual representation of what's going on here, I'm going to erase this. And I'm going to create a formula. So I'm going to let C represent charge. So C is equal to, so our base value is $23. And now I'm going to say, let X equal every hour after $3. So every additional hour after 3 hours. Okay, so if we want to create a formula for how much the babysitter is going to charge, 23 is the base value, and now we can add, since the babysitter charges $5 for every hour after 3 hours, after 3 hours, we can say plus 5x, because I said x equals every additional hour after 3 hours. $5 times every additional hour after 3 hours. And if Tom doesn't want to spend more than $50, this must be less than or equal to $50. So we can say 23 plus 5x must be less than or equal to 50. And now we just have to solve this inequality, and then we should get our answer. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 23 on both sides to bring this to this side. So when you do that, you get 5x must be less than or equal to 27. And then to solve for x, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. So I'm going to bring this up here. So if we divide both sides by 5, this just cancels out, so that's x, and that must be less than or equal to. Now, normally, when you're dealing with math, pure mathematics, teachers like you to keep your answer in fractions, no decimals. But since we're dealing with a word problem here, I'm gonna convert this to decimals. So if you put this in your calculator, you should get 5.4. So therefore, x must be less than or equal to 5.4. So what does this mean? This means that after 3 hours, Tom can only leave his child with the babysitter for 5.4 hours if he doesn't want to spend $50. So to be more precise, the question's asking, how long can Tom leave his child with the babysitter? Now this represents how long he can leave his child with the babysitter after 3 hours. But you have to remember that the 3 hours counts towards the charge. So we can just add up these two values. So we can say 3 plus 5.4. So 3 plus 5.4 equals 8.4 hours. So therefore, How long can Tom leave his child with the babysitter? Well, if Tom doesn't want to spend more than $50, he can only leave his child with the babysitter for a max of 8.4 hours or less. So this is the answer.